Coach Vincent, congratulations on an emphatic 6-0 win against the local leaders Pele. Can you please have your assessment of your game?
A tough game, very tough tactically, very tough. The intensity was way too high until we got the fifth one there probably. And I really think that apart from the planning and all, we also need to give credit to them. They have a very good team. It was just unfortunate that they lost today's game, but it also boils down to the quality of the players that we have on our side and being mentally prepared, physically prepared, tactically. Everybody understood how we wanted to play, and I think it was way too easy to plan against Pele because I've watched most of their games. I know I watched them when they played Wits 1-2-1. I watched them against Highlands, not draw. I watched their 1-1 draw against Jomo Cosmos. So I knew their build-up schemes. I knew the systematic movements that they make, and how to block most of their build-ups and who are the key players within their structure. If you look at our first 3 goals, we actually scored from the press. We were clear that because we're playing against a very good side, we won't dominate possession for most better part of the game. We're going to share possession equally so, because both teams are almost equal when you look at the quality of the players and the level of the coaching that both teams have. But then we used the high press as the playmaker to decide today's game, and then got the first, got the second. At least we settled a bit. We started to be able to move the ball around now, to play in between the pockets and without leaving the corridors unattended, because that's some of the spaces that we were aware that they're not able to deal with. So I give a huge credit to my boys, and not only for the performance, but also for being great human beings. They are so incredible human beings.
Coach, let's talk about those tactics. We know Pele, they're a ball-playing team. They keep possession, they build up from the back, they overload on the wings with Uchip on the right, Ulebo on the left. They've got a quality up front in terms of ceramic as a striker. Pace with Urita on the right and Urita
on the left.
On the right, yes.
Yes.
I know you know Rita very well from a Comor. And the control that general and buildup bring in the midfield. How did you deal against those elements?
Okay, we applied the 3-man press in their first line of build-ups, where we'd use a center forward and one winger to actually start the press, and then with the opposite winger locking the inside channel so that their center back, their first receiver in the defensive line would block his passing lane, not to put the ball inside with our winger, and then now our fullback would wait for their fullback that is coming up, and then in the mid, because it's 3v3, would pick 1-1-1, and then the opposite winger of ours, that the build-up is not on his side, he would actually come in to lock the other centre back, so that they're not able to play a pass from centre back to centre back and attack the opposite side. So every time they wanted to bring the ball across, that's when we were able to cut it. Because what we realized that they do was that they advance a lot with their first centre back that start the build-ups. But then we did so many routines training with my boys, and I made them understand that you can go all over the world. There is no centre back that is as smart as Messi, Neymar, Iniesta, Xavi, Cristiano. So every time we press their centre back that is actually advancing into the centre, we know that at some point he's going to run out of ideas, because mostly centre backs are players that are basic, not that skillful. So we want to bring him inside the traffic, close all the passing options, and start pressing him high. So they were actually not able to respond with that.
Coach, in your build-up now, I saw a couple of times those 2 centre backs inside the box. and surprise going in between them. Can you give us, just explain that scheme to us?
Oh, we create a diamond in our box, so that they bring their top three to be ready to press. But that's not actually the space that we want. Look at what our jersey number 8 was doing first. He was actually receiving on the fullback all the time on the fullback position, because when we have a diamond on our box, they bring their three, and then we take both our fullbacks very high deliberately so, and then we drop two of our wingers to come to invert a bit and occupy the corridors, and you'd have our number 10 also dropping as well to make their fourth player to actually go deep. Then now they are left with one player in the center. Their number 10 moved higher with surprise. Their CDM is moving with my number 10. Then now I'm left with number 8. Right? Then when I'm left with my number 8, I overload the central area with the two wingers, and then now you find a 3v1 in the center of the park. Once one of their winger wants to come in, they create a 3v2, right? Then it's where now my number 8 goes out to receive the ball, right? And then we leave the 2v2 in the center, then we go wide. We play the ball wide. If one of their player that is in the center on the 2v2 jumps out, then we don't actually go wide. We actually come in the center because we have the numerical superiority in the central area.
Coach, it's getting more complicated. Let's talk about Elijah and Di Maria. They've been phenomenal this season. They are not that much effective as we know them, because at times I seem them to be dropping a bit deeper than Di Maria. Di Maria will usually play closer to his striker, but coming a bit deeper. Sometimes even Elijah was coming a bit inside. And then I think around the 68th minute you substituted both of them and made those changes. What was the planning around how you utilized them today, and how did you think they executed?
Very top. Very top. You're speaking of two geniuses, Di Maria, Elijah. They don't lose the ball. That's why in today's game, because today we knew that they're going to press very high. Because we knew that they're going to press very high. We wanted Di Maria and Elijah to come in the build-up phase, because we are clear that they don't lose possession easily, and we're going to play against a team that is going to press us very high and very aggressively. So in the build-up phases, in the build-up lines, you need players that can receive in the tighter spaces and be able to maneuver the presses, find the little pockets and makes the dribbles in that. So Di Maria mastered that very well along with Elijah, and the subs was to actually, Di Maria was to save legs because we have a tough encounter on Saturday, and then Elijah, it's because he had picked a yellow card, then we did not want to lose him in Saturday's game, and we also felt that bringing in Bobby, Ferrari and Joe as well would add more power up front.
Coach, I know coaches don't like to single out players, but I have to ask you about surprise. Phenomenal, a leader. It's like having an additional coach inside the pitch, controls the tempo and actually gives instructions to players in the pitch. What is his role besides what he does in terms of playing? What is his role in terms of leadership?
It's to lead, control Di Maria, control the young Fiso, to always be in the right spaces at the right moments when we need them. Always wake them up whenever he feels that they're getting overexcited or falling asleep. That's one of his role in the central area. Then at the back you have Sambu and Tabu, who are also doing that, and then up front we had Rele, who's also a leader that is doing that. So in all departments we have players that can lead.
Coach, it's 13 goals in 2 games, 7 against Ghana, 6 against Pele. Is Dondol picking at the right time?
I was not even aware that it's 13, but then thanks, you've calculated very well, and I'd say we are picking at the right moment when we are needed to actually increase the bar and see how far we can go with this. Remember, man, we are still the defending champions of this league, and we have to play like we are defending champions. Whoever that is going to take it, they need to work very hard for it.
Soch, thank you very much, my brother, and all the best going forward.
Thanks so much.